Justin first.
So obviously the mindset is different with the defensive line, more aggressive. How do you think the guys are taking the coaching?
I think it's fun. Like when I was playing this system back in a long time ago when Rich Ellison was our defensive coordinator, it was fun. Who doesn't like going forward in an aggressive manner? So in terms of these guys are football players, whether it be gap control or whether it be canceling gaps. They've adjusted well, and so we'll see what happens.
Michael?
In an ideal world, would you have a couple more 300-plus pound guys in your room?
I don't care. If they're explosive, they're quick, athletic, that's what I want. And if they're 300 pounds, then by all means, they're 300 pounds. But some of the best players that I've coached, I don't think any of them were in the 300. Stephen Pye, when I was at Oregon State, was right at 290, believe it or not. And then the rest of them were ends, I think, like the Butler. So, I wouldn't, because most of those guys were below 300 pounds. But like I said, I value explosiveness, I value athleticism and passion. Again, I've always kept that with me. Again, that's a Rich Ellison thing. So, and it's been with me since then. So, kind of ironic that I'm here at Arizona, where he kind of came up with the Desert Swarm. So,
Justin and Jason.
Ever since he's been here, in what ways has Chuba grown as a player?
I think if anything, he's gotten himself into shape. And in that process, he's sort of dropped some weight, which is awesome because he feels good and he feels confident. But all the kid has done is just work his tail off. Coach Carroll and his staff have done an incredible job transforming with his transformation. And right now, he's playing at a very high level, and he's been happy. Happy. Big guys that are happy is always a good thing.
And how do you reflect on your time playing at Hawaii under Dick Tomey?
I played for Dick Tomey for 1 year, I think, or two, maybe. But in terms of him being in my life, in terms of back in because I was there at San Jose when his first year at San Jose, and I've always, he's had a impact in my coaching and how I approach coaching, especially when all the time when he spent all that time with us at San Jose when Coach Brennan, when we were all there at San Jose, and then when we were at Cal Poly. But in terms of the coaching, in terms of relationship with players, he's had a huge impact in me and in that respect. Yeah, I miss him, love him to death.
Jason.
How much of this part of camp is just you kind of mixing and matching different combinations to see what works?
That's a great question, because that's kind of what I'm doing right now. We've got some guys that I know that'll be the guys, but then now we're adding some pieces to it, and it's kind of making it for a little bit of a challenge. Because guys are, I don't know about anyone else, but I thought we hit the home run with the portal guys that we got, and with them and the combination of the guys that are here with the experience. It's been nothing but positive and encouraging. So I'm excited for that.
Juan and Troy.
Along with shifting things around, trying to find what works, who are some of the players that have stood out to you, have done a good job so far in this first couple of weeks?
I think all of them. I think even the guys that are, some of the guys that are still in that develop mode, like, you watched we had a one-on-one stuff today against our offensive line, and you got some guys that are winning those drills. Now the confidence is up, and that's what you want. you want a bunch of players that are knowledgeable with what we're doing, and now they feel confident, and now they can just get going, and now you got everybody doing that. So obviously, it was a good day for us in terms of those combative periods with our offensive line, and that can only keep us moving and sort of climbing the mountain. There you go. There we go.
Troy and then Michael.
Two questions. First, you kind of touched upon it with the transfer guys, brought in a lot of veterans, some underclassmen as well. How have they impacted the room, and what have you been able to see from them on the football field thus far?
Yeah, those guys, because a lot of those guys have film, right? So you got the kid out of Syracuse, the kid out of Stanford, the kid out of SC, kid out of Utah. I miss anybody. But for the most part, those guys have played a lot of plays, right? And obviously, some of them are just one-year guys. So they will impact us immediately, and they have been. But in terms of in terms of just the experience, and those guys being able to figure out the verbiage of the plays, and so that's been awesome. That's been beneficial for us because, man, those guys are vets. So it's good to have.
And then during spring football, I believe you said the number was around 8 to 10 guys that you want to kind of have a rotation with during the season. Is that still the goal?
12.
12?
Yeah. I don't know. That number came up 444. Yeah. So now we just got to keep them healthy.
Michael and then Justin.
Are you saying 12 is a goal, or
12 is the goal.
do you feel good about 12 guys at this point?
I feel good about 12 guys at this point, and I'm thinking maybe 12. It's just a random number that I just came up with. I'm thinking, back at Oregon State, I used to be able to go to 12. I remember there's a couple games I played all 12 because we were, obviously the scoreboard sort of created some of that success for us to throw some guys in. But man, that's just a good feeling.
One guy we haven't seen very much of is Kevon Darden. Why is that the case?
Yeah, he's the secret. We're keeping him undercover, and he's been out there. I think the last 2 days we gave him the green light. So I know he's been doing some stuff with the trainers, but other than that, the last 2 days, like today, he took some reps. Yeah, that kid can play. That kid can play. So trying to get him healthy and then get him to game day.
Justin.
And Isaiah Johnson has really emerged in the last year. What have you seen out of him?
Yeah, that guy's like a dynamite. Explosive. Woo. I'm excited for him. What a great kid. I can't say enough. Obviously he's a vocal leader, but he's just a great kid to be around. He's funny. Well, you think he is, but everybody loves him, and he's a great teammate. And so, sky's the limit for him, and everybody within our group is excited for him. And so we'll see what happens.
And how's it been working with Coach Aquina? How would you describe his personality?
Oh, Coach Aquina's the man. I've known Coach Aquina forever. But he's such a wow. Yeah, to me he's like another Rich Ellison in terms of just the education of football or just the academics of football. Sometimes sometimes Coach Ellison kind of speaks to him, and he does it, and it's the same thing with him in terms of coverage. So I put him up on that pedestal with Rich Ellison, June Jones, Dwayne Aquina. What an amazing teacher, and coach him hard, love him even harder. So I've been nothing but happy that I'm here under Coach Aquina and the rest of our staff.
Last question to Juan.
So throughout these first couple of days, we've seen really high level of high energy out there. And it always seems like the defensive line is like dancing. They're always just having fun out there. What type of impact does that have on the defensive side as a team in general?
You know, those are that's that generation, man. Because I don't remember seeing I don't remember being that kind of. It's funny because I don't remember being that kind of player. Like I was always kind of like like what you see now. But that's awesome though, because that's that's who they are, and that's their identity, and the cool thing about it is they can always just switch the light. All right, here we go. Let's play. Those guys love each other. Those guys have been friends for the last couple of years, played together, have enormous success from last year. So they have every right to celebrate and all that good stuff that comes with it. All I can do is sit there and just enjoy it. Wait for them to stop, and then all right, here we go. Let's practice.